Hello, dear all. Once again, we are going to discuss Chinua Achebe's novel, Things Fall Apart. But this time, I have chosen a very different topic, and that is about storytelling in the Igbo culture. A type of story is told in chapter 12 of Chinua Achebe's novel, Things Fall Apart, and this story is told by the wife of Akankwo to her daughter Ikwifi. In that story, Ikwifi tells Azinma, the daughter, that once in the sky all the birds were invited in order to take part in a grand and mega feast. The birds were making a plan while the tortoise was also listening to them, and he told them that if they include him, he would be of great help to them all. So all they agreed, but one of the questions was, how would tortoise fly in the sky? Tortoise suggested that each bird should lend him one piece of the wing, and so that when he would wear those wings, would be able to fly. The agreement was done, but before going forward and flying into the sky, the tortoise said that we must change our names. We should have new names. And he suggested for himself the name All for You. The name suggested for the tortoise was All for You. The birds agree with him, and so everybody flies to the skies. When they reached the sky, there the food was offered, and the tortoise said that first of all, food should be served to him. And by name, the food should be served to him. So it was said that this is the food for the name of the tortoise, All for You. The tortoise ate up all the food, and then again the food was served, and again the name was called, the food for All for You, again the name of the tortoise. Therefore the tortoise continued to eat. He was so greedy that he ate up the food of every other bird. The birds were very angry. For them, very little food was left, and almost everybody got angry on the tortoise. But they didn't show their anger towards tortoise. However, a few of the birds were of the opinion that they should not carry the tortoise back to the earth. And for this purpose, they got their wings back from the tortoise. And the tortoise, therefore, was helpless. When he would fall down on the earth, he might be breaking a few pieces of him. So he sent his message to his wife that he's going to fall down from the skies, and so she should bring some softest possible material to be laid on the ground so that when he falls down, he may remain safe. But the birds were very clever. They gave the message to his wife that the hardest thing should be placed on the earth so that when the tortoise fell there, all his skull, all his skin, all his outer cover, all his shell was broken into small pieces. And this was a kind of biggest punishment given to him. There was a wise man in the village, and the wife of the tortoise took him to that wise man, and that wise man sewed the skin or the shell of the tortoise, and as a result, even today, the shell of the tortoise is in pieces. It seems that somebody has brought all those pieces together and woven them together in order to make a new shell for the tortoise. So this type of arrangement made the tortoise famous for carrying such a shell which is in pieces. Alright? Now this storytelling has certain meanings in it. Number one, that in the African Igbo culture, the art of storytelling has been in the vogue for the long time. Today we write the stories, but in the past time the stories were mostly in the chests of the people, and these stories traveled from one chest to the other, one person to the other, from one generation to the other. And Africans are quite famous with respect to the storytelling. So by telling the stories in that way, in this chapter number 12 of the book, Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe, Chinua Achebe has repeated the tradition of telling of the stories in Igbo culture. And secondly, if we notice that the story is mainly about the animals, the birds, the tortoise. So that goes to show the love of the African people with the animals that inhabit, that rather cohabit with them in their culture. And the love of these people continues to show for these animals even today. So the story is reflective of the culture of Igbo people in special and of the African people in general. Secondly, the story carries its own purpose, that if you cheat someone in one way or the other, show your greed or try to capture everything, this type of situation can occur with you. And that situation will result in permanent scars on your body, and you will be recognized in future also with the kind of act that was up to some extent shameful act performed by anyone. And as a result, the lesson, the moral is always there for the children who listen to the stories, that they have not to indulge themselves in such type of things as with Tortoise indulging, and ultimately he got the punishment as well. Lastly, I would suggest that one thing more has been talked about the Igbo people, that one person who knows the art of dealing with the injuries of the people or with the problems of the people, trouble of the people, that person is called wise man in Igbo culture. And these wise men definitely carry a type of solution of everything. So that is the kind of story told in that, and this is the way how it adjusts itself into the word of the novel, and this is how it conveys the meanings to the students of postcolonial literature, as is claimed by many a critic about this story and about this art of telling of the stories in the Igbo culture. Thank you for watching.